Hey YouTube, this is Scarecrow here. I am here today to do a deck profile on my premium format Luard deck. I don't get to do a lot of premium, honestly. I would love to, but it's hard to find tournaments for it, so on a regular basis. I don't get to do it a lot, that's why you don't get to see me doing a lot of profiles for it. But I'm doing a couple right now, and today I'm doing my Luard build. So let's get started. Starting Vanguard is the ritual guy. When he's retired by a card that has ritual, move him to a stolen counter charge. So you retire him, and he gives you a free counter charge, free soul charge, which is very helpful in this deck, as this deck does a lot of soul blasting and a lot of counter blasting. So that's helpful, as well as being that he's got a card, he's got ritual, you can use him with your grade 1 to rest him and draw him early game. So, and you can put him back in the deck with Luard later on and recycle him again, call him out, do his thing. Good card. Triggers. I am playing 8 V-Series crit and 4 Belial for 12 crit. I'm not playing any draws. I experimented with running the V-Series draw trigger, Hollow Owl, but I found more success running more crits, other than just the fact that they're crits, and having 12 of them is very scary, especially in a deck that can attack for high numbers like this. But just the shield as well, and I have problems with draw power already in the deck because we got cards like this guy here. So yeah, and I painfully cut the Raven out. As good as the Raven is, it's really good. I really don't like running very many triggers that are only 5k boosts. I like all of my triggers to be plus 10s as much as possible. Like when you swing, for example, with the Diablo grade 4 for 36, usually a G guard will get your opponent like tied at that moment, and then they got to worry about guarding more, and then you're like let's say they guard even against Diablo and then they throw down like a 10 shield, you're like, that's 1 to pass. And even if they throw down 2 shields and guard for like 56, that's 2 to pass. In which case, like, let's say your opponent was at 4, you could just go first check, crit, give the crit to the rear guard, power the Vanguard. Maybe the second or third check will get me there and game it. So yeah, especially when you have, like, I'll get to that later, having all these crits. And then last for the grade 1 or grade 0 lineup, I play 2 Revenger heals and 2 V-Series heals. So as I said, I like the 10k power that V-Series triggers give, but I'm running this still too because its ability when you G-guard with it to give you resource is really helpful. As I said, this deck does a lot of soul blasting and counter blasting, and you don't need to have 4 of it because you can like use this thing, the G-guard, and just banish one of these grade 1s from the drop zone and still get the effect. So I'm trying to balance the utility of this effect as well with the power of this one. So that's it for the zeros. For the grade 1s, 3 Blaster Javelin. This card is really good. It's a 10k shield, 8k power. You can use it early game to get a draw. It's an 11k when you play it. It's overall just like really good in the deck. I wish I had room to play like a 4th or something. Then we got our 4 Esra. This card is just way too good. Probably the best perfect guard that's in the game. This card is too good. I couldn't not play 4 of it. Then we got 4 Abyssal Owl. He helps manage our counterblasts, but mostly I'm playing 4. A lot of people probably wouldn't play 4, but I'm playing 4 because I worry about consistency. I like my decks to be very consistent. I want to have to lose because I just drew bad. And having him let me search for Luard early game, so I'm not going to misgrade is what I value him most for, and that's why I'm playing 4 of him. Then we got our 4 Framnacht. I think that's how you say her name. This card is amazing. She gets a big boost, making herself a 14. And you can use her early game to draw cards and fuel your drop zone with grade 1s. And make the deck more consistent. And then my last grade 1, I'm playing 2 Luard. I think that's how you say her name. You call her out of the deck, Soul Blast and draw. Good card. For grade 2s, sorry my dog won't shut up. For Blaster Dark. Never mind how ugly it is that these don't match. I just didn't care enough to bother making a match. I know that's really unlike me, but this card is a really good ride. It's a 10k, it can twin drive, it kills things. So it's cool if you do get to ride it, but also it's here because it's super threatening. Once you get to the later stages of the game, your opponent could have like 2 rear guards or 3 rear guards, think they're safe. It gets to your turn, you stride, use your Luard skill, use your on stride skill to kill something, call this guy, kill another rear guard, and now they're caught with their pants down in the face of Diablo, and you win. Next is 4 Slaptail Dragon. This card is just really synergetic with the rest of the deck. Whether you're on a grade 4, he counts as a grade 1 in the drop zone, which is really helpful. And when he's out and you have a Ritual Vanguard and you call grade 1s and stuff, he buffs himself and that card. So you can use him and another card teamed up to like make 1 column big, or you can use him to support other columns. If you can keep like 2 of them out, then you can start making your fields really big. But this card is very versatile. It's a beat stick, and it counts as a grade 1 in the drop, and like in the deck too, so really good. And the last spot of the grade 2 lineup, I have gone back and forth a lot on what card to play. There's a good handful of like good choices. Like what I'm so bad at remembering these like really weird card names. Let me just grab the card so I don't have to like try to say this weird name and say it incorrectly and you're like, what are you talking about? This guy's really scary. This deck buffs your rearguard columns really big, and this guy can create like a whole new column and get like another attack in. The counterblast though isn't always like manageable. You don't always want to see this card, and it's hard to make room for him. He's a really good card, and I'm not saying I won't play him, but right now I'm not. Morfessa, this card just doesn't do enough for me anymore. And like this guy's really good early game to make your deck more consistent and help you draw into like your Luard and stuff and get your rituals set up. But after you like successfully ride grade 3 Luard, this card becomes a lot less like impressive. And the deck's running relatively consistent enough without him that I just cut him. And that all said though, I can actually show you the grade 2 I'm actually playing. I went back to playing Noise here, just because he helps like make food, retire fodder for your grade 4s and stuff, and then get a little bit beefy. That's why I'm running him. He was much better back in the day playing it with like Raven and stuff, but it does help to give like some retire fodder in the deck, so that's why I'm running him. And you don't really have to like spend resources to use him, so. Then for the grade 3s, I'm playing 5 Luard, 4 Dragfall, and 1 Dragheart. The 1 Dragheart is just to give me like 1 more grade 3 to help me be a little more consistent in getting a grade 3 I need, and sometimes I don't have ritual by the time I get to grade 3, so I could use 1 to stride. But mostly the deck is all about this guy here. Striding, putting back cards, killing things. It's a good card. For our G zone, we got 4 Dragobus Luard. This card's really good. It's usually your first stride. Make a field, blow up their field, make your field big. Good card. Sounds like my daughter woke up. 2 Diablo. This card is really good. The existence of Blaster Dark has made it even better. The fact that Gize is popular in Premium makes this card better because Gize can't actually retire things when this card attacks. So you just get to crit them. They can't actually do anything. They can't even G-Guard because they're on Gize. So they're on Gize. Diablo just says take 2 damage, if not more, from whatever triggers I get. Then I'm playing 2 Helheim. I didn't think I would have room for this card, but I made room for it. This card is useful in the sense that you can bring it out late game and it doesn't need counterblast. You can just put pressure on the opponent, swing with this. If they G-Guard or perfect guard, you're like, hey, or he hits. Like, hey, guess what? Make a full field, and I just deck thinned a lot, so I'm probably going to hit triggers and kill you. Yeah. Then I'm playing 1 Drag Strider. I don't use this card hardly ever anymore, but there are situations that can come up where this card will just be perfect for the situation, where you know your opponent's not going to be able to stop it, and you can just swing at them and kill them. So that's why I'm playing him. This card, the GB8. I don't like this card, but I'm playing it right now because I really didn't have I couldn't really think or find another card to fill this spot that I would really like much more than him. So I can't really recommend this card. It's not really that good. It is there. I might use it. I don't, but it's whatever. Then I'm playing 1 Ultima because it's Ultima, and 1 Seabreeze, and then that's it for the G units. For the G guards, I got 2 Plotmaker because he's a big shield for free. 1 Dark Veil because you Soul Blast with him, make a big shield. You can save your ass sometimes. Your opponent thinks they got you cornered. They swing at you because you have no soul. You can use the Revenger G-Guard, Soul Charge, Soul Blast that soul you just got, use his skill, block the attack. And then usually you're using this card early game. Brannock. This card is really good early game to just block an attack, throw some grade 1s in the drop zone. A lot of times she ends up throwing an Estra in the drop zone and you're like, ooh, that's so free. So yeah, you may notice or be asking, where is Orgeyser Doomed? I really want to play that card. I really want to, and I can't find room for it. I have that GB8 in there because that I don't like playing, and I have it there because I had room. I could, if I took that out, I could put in Doomed, but I need to put in the other Orgeyser for its cost, and I just can't find the room or get myself to cut any of these other cards to play it. I don't use Doom that much anymore. I'm just using usually just Dragobus here and Diablo most of the time. I do want to play Doomed. I just can't find the room. Maybe I'll grow the guts to cut Drag Strider here, and then I can easily cut the GB8 and play them, but for now, I just like the assurance of having this card just in case. Maybe I'll man up and actually cut it and put in Doomed anyway, but yeah, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching.